everyone. My name is Jingji, and today I will be sharing my personal cultural background and exploring how various cultural elements such as communication styles, language, nationality, gender, and history have influenced my growth process. I was born and grew up in Beijing, China. As the capital city, Beijing is rich in culture and history, where the ancient and the modern coexist. The city's long history has deeply influenced my understanding and identity with culture. Growing up in such an environment, I naturally absorbed the cultural atmosphere around me, and this influence continues to shape me today. Later, I went to Canada for my studies and experienced a different cultural background. Victoria, a small island city, offered me a peaceful and warm lifestyle, while Toronto, a diverse metropolis, exposed me to the multicultural atmosphere that encouraged me to see the world from various perspectives. I learned to appreciate the richness brought by different cultures blending together. Now, I am pursuing my graduate studies in Hong Kong, which I chose because it is a place where Eastern and Western cultures merge. In this vibrant city, I am able to experience the essence of Chinese culture while also engaging with the modern, globalized world. This fusion of cultures has broadened my perspective and enriched my life. The long history of China and its deep cultural traditions have played a decisive role in shaping me. In particular, Confucianism, which emphasizes family, social responsibility, and moral norms, has deeply influenced my values and how I view the world. My interest in history also led me to explore how historical and cultural factors intertwine to shape the modern society we live in. In contrast, Canada's history is relatively short, but its development as a multicultural society has given me a fresh perspective. Canada's immigration culture made me realize the importance of diversity, and I learned how the fusion of different ethnicities and cultures has shaped the society we see today. This perspective has helped me reflect on my own cultural roots and increase my respect and understanding of other historical contexts. I was born and raised in Beijing, where my mother tongue is Chinese. Chinese culture emphasizes collectivism, humility, and indirect communication. Growing up, my family and teachers taught me to be modest and not to show off, which made me more reserved and careful when interacting with others. For instance, when I was a child, I would never directly ask for something I wanted. Instead, I would drop hints and wait for others to offer it to me. In contrast to many Western cultures, Chinese expression tends to be more subtle, and language often carries deep symbolic meanings rather than being direct. However, as I studied in Canada, I gradually encountered Western communication culture. English is the primary language of communication, and Western culture values directness, openness, and individual expression. Compared to the traditional and authoritative education model I experienced in Beijing, classroom discussions in Canada were more open and egalitarian. I remember the first time I was encouraged to openly debate in class. It felt overwhelming but also liberating. Initially, this cultural shock was quite noticeable, but it also pushed me to reflect and eventually adapt to a more open and direct way of communication. As a woman, my gender identity has had different implications in various cultural contexts. In China, gender roles are more traditional, and women are often expected to be gentle and reserved, which led me to be more understated and less confident in my early social interactions. However, in Canada, I encountered a society that emphasizes gender equality and individual freedom. There, people are encouraged to pursue their interests and goals, regardless of gender, which made me realize that as a woman, I could also be confident and independent. Over time, I have learned to express myself more boldly and break free from the traditional gender constraints. Looking back on my growth journey, I have come to deeply realize that the intersection of different cultural elements has shaped who I am today. From being introverted and lacking confidence in the past to gradually finding my place within a multicultural context, these experiences have made me cherish the collisions and integration of various cultures. I have gradually realized that the personality and educational background from my childhood have a profound impact on my life. Therefore, in the future, I hope to work in the field of early childhood education, helping children develop confidence and independence from an early age, guiding them to find their own place in a multicultural environment, and laying a solid foundation for their future.